Alright, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Siege of Avalon. Here on my channel, Idle Wisdom. We're here again in the Inner Bailey. If you recall last episode, we went around doing things for the Sages Fenton and... I don't know, what's the other one's name? I don't even remember. Opius, that's right. In light of the arrival of that mage from Fornax, Anthamas Shadomar. And so we've been collecting the elixirs and ingredients they need, and we're bringing them to Gentza, the brewmaster here, who is assisting them. So let's do that. Any luck yet, hero? We were covering was it flame weed and the thunder root? Fireweed. Because he needs to finish this brew for Fenton, I think. Any luck yet, hero? Indeed, Gentza. I've spoken to Jorah, and it appears that one of the gardeners actually did find some fireweed. He had mistaken it for a weed or some other injurious flora and had asked her to identify it. When I told her you were in need of such an herb, she was pleased to hand it over. And what of the thunderroot? Well, I have come across that as well. While talking to the merchant George, I found out that he had come across some rare herbs from one of the Fornaxan mages. He mentioned something about how this mage was looking for one of his servants who was holding something for him as well. I hope it is not another potion. I'm starting to get confused with all of them around here. I guess Callan doesn't have a mind for potions and stuff. Well, I'm uncertain what that was all about, my boy. Mages from Fornax enough said. On to the matters at hand. And he takes the herbs from you happily. Ha! Now that I have the fireweed and thunderroot, I can finally finish this drink. While you were busy running around, I was equally occupied preparing this splendid drink. And he adds in the two herbs. Do you smell that? I think it's about ready, lad. And he grins. Well, does it have a name, Gentza? Actually, no, it doesn't. And he appears to ponder it for a moment and then takes a sip, and his face turns bright red. Whoa! My mouth and tongue are on fire. My. I'm feeling a little weird here. He seems to have trouble standing still. I think I'll call it Fire Gullet, because it goes down so smooth and then burns you like a dragon's breath. Are you feeling well, Gentza? Never better. He takes a large breath. Why, I haven't felt this alive in ages. I think my vision just got better. Why, I have so much energy, I feel like I'd fight all the Shadow by myself. And he roars, but hiccups in the middle of it. Although I wouldn't recommend it to anyone who can't hold his or her liquor. She's got a kick like a mule. Wow, I never imagined a drink could be so powerful. You're almost ready to fall onto your face, Gentza, and from only one sip. Considering you drink all day long, that surely is some potent stuff. Yeah, yeah, you have to. No idea, lad. I may not have time to sample this beverage, but maybe there is someone who could use it more than I. Yeah, you might try. Chad. The old buzzard really would appreciate a nice stiff drink such as this. Here, give him a sample of this dwarf. My thanks, Gentza. I'll do that. Farewell, and now, and may you find your bliss in your spirits. Find bliss in your spirits. That was, okay, something. Alright, the Fire Gullet needs to be taken to Chad. Is that what we were supposed to be doing with this? I thought we were supposed to be doing something. Alright, well, whatever. We'll go do that. Bit odd, I would say. Chad was over here. He's that dude who's mentally fighting the Sha'ul and can't sleep, and Callan was teasing him like a jerk. Let us actually save right quick. There we are. Hey, Chad, you old buzzard. Oh, thank the spirits you're still alive. Praise be to all that's good and righteous. And Chad, relax. I'm perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about me. Maybe you should go inside and see if anyone needs your help. I think you've been in the sun too long. I see it was just another blasted dream. You're such a promising young lad. I hate to see any ill come to you. If only I was half my age, then I'd be able to show you some amazing things I could do before. You know, when I was a scout in the service of the Seven Kingdoms. You were once a scout for Avalon, Chad? More than that, lad. I was quite the hunter, too. Honest. Oh, to be honest, I'm surprised you're not part of their unit now. Well, you see, I see you doubt my abilities, boy. And if it weren't for the pain in my joints and the constant fatigue my muscles suffer, I'd teach you a thing or two. But until that day they make something that can make you feel young again, you're just gonna have to miss out. Excuses, excuses, Chad. Well, perhaps not, Chad. Um, what would you say if there were a drink that could make you into a Giga Chad? You're alone. Yep, they should lock you up in a cage. Why, you're crazier than I am, and that's pretty bad. Crazy Callan. Yep, well, that's what they'll be saying, yep. And soon enough, they'll be saying, you got it from me, yep. No. But actually, they will be talking about Crazy Chad when they see you dancing around. Dancing around? All right, lad, joke's over. What exactly are you talking about? Hurry it up, too. I'm missing out on my fourth daily nap from all this chatter. Callan, maybe you're already crazy. I'm talking about Fire Gullet! What in the limbo is that? You've gone off the edge, boy. Your head's cracked and your twigs snapped and your gears don't spin no more. I'm not crazy, Chad. I'm a great filmmaker. Yeah. Okay, I'm not crazy, Chad, but you will be if you don't try this new drink. Now you're talking my language. Tell me more. Shouting across the bailey. Man, Chad, Callan is nuts. Straight from Gentza's tavern is a sample of the most potent stuff you've ever gonna find. Everywhere! This elixir is so strong, it'll burn the hair off your tongue. Callan, most normal people don't have hair on their tongue. Sorry, pal. You'll be breathing smoke, I say. It's so powerful, you'll think it's a magic potion. Who would like to try a sample? Oh, pick me. Oh, Callan, pick me. Callan, over here. Oh. Pick one of the gardeners over there. No, not them. Over here. Me. Oh, me, pick me. Skinny bit. Is there anyone at all? Oh, me. I would, Chad. Pick Chad. Oh, pick Chad, me. Ooh. Sure. Returning to your normal voice. Oh, okay, Chad. I guess you can try a sip. Remember, Callan didn't drink any of it, so. Or he says he didn't. I don't know. Maybe he was sampling it on the way over here. Wahoo! Yeah! I knew he'd pick me first. Yeah! He takes the fire gullet and downs it all at once. Yow! That's got a kick like a... Ouch! Double ouch! My throat's on fire! He starts jumping up and down. Whoa! Look at me! I'm jumping. I can jump again. I told you it was good stuff, Chad. Boy, you weren't kidding at all. I see why it's called Fire Gullet. Oh, my body's alive. I feel like I was your age. And he clasped his hands together loudly. Glad to hear you're feeling so good. Now, before the drink catches up with you, you think you could teach me a thing or two? You know, like what you were saying before? It would be my pleasure, lad. What would you like to learn? Good grief, so we do learn something from him. My goodness. Transcendent will. Oh, nothing at the moment, Chet. Plus 10 to defense and minus 7 to hit recovery. Jeez Louise, 40 points. Right on. As the moments of instruction pass by, it becomes apparent that Chad was once a very skilled individual during his prime. As you repeat the techniques he shows you, you feel your body easily slipping into the graceful movements. As you move, your mind and body become as one. With such harmony between the two, your thoughts will be able to completely control your body, no matter what the circumstance. Well, thank you for this instruction, Chad. Oh, hey, it was nothing. Nothing at all. It was fun while it lasted. I'm off. Wow. All right, let's see. We got some training points and we got some training. All right. Well, cool. Wow. Honestly, I did not expect that to result with that, to be honest. Well, let's go. So now what? That was pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, it's not going the grass. These dang gardeners told on us. Where should we go next? What do we have to do next? I must return this elixir of silent spirits to Fenton. It's true, we need to go back to Fenton. We also probably want to talk to Anthamas Shadomar in the second story, the second floor of the keep. Let's go back to the inner keep. Alrighty. That was some goofy stuff right there, I have to say. Pretty darn goofy. Oh, me, Callan. Me. Please, me. The writers are just like, haha, we're goofy. There's Opius, let's talk to him. I'm extremely busy, Callan. What is it? I bring news from Gentza. What has my brewmaster friend in the inner Bailey been up to? Well, Gentza has finished brewing the potion. He calls it Fire Gullet, and it packs quite a punch. Excellent work, Callan. With that out of the way for now, we can focus on other endeavors. Well, it was no matter at all, Opius. I leave you to your work. So was Opius just having you help his buddy brew stronger drinks? I wonder. Let's talk to Fenton. Have you acquired the items from Gentza and Elaine? Yes, I have, Fenton. I talked with Gentza, and it appears you were right about him forgetting where he left it. I had to help him look around for it, but he eventually found it. And what of the guard, Elaine? When talking to Merchant George, I found out that he had come across some rare herbs from one of the Fornax and mages. He mentioned something about how this mage was looking for one of his servants, who was holding something for him as well. I hope it was not another potion. I'm starting to get confused with all of them around here. Excellent, fantastic, marvelous. We can get to work immediately. He dives back into his scrolls and tomes, pages flying everywhere. After a few moments of mixing bizarre chemicals together, he stops. Alright. I believe I'm ready. When I sprinkle this dust on you, it will hopefully grant you the ability to move like a living shadow. Move as a living shadow and increase a few of your related abilities. I understand, Fenton. Are you experienced enough for me to sprinkle the dust of phantom movements upon you? I think we should be, yeah. I need more time to practice my art. I am ready, Fenton. I wish to receive the phantom movements. +3 to coordination, +5 to stealth, -3 to attack recovery, and shadow. Yeah, sure. Stand perfectly still. And while doing so, believe you are becoming one with the darkness, that your very form is becoming invisible to those around you. It begins sprinkling a shimmering gust over you. As it lands, your skin tingles and phases out of sight momentarily. For a moment, your view shifts and you are able to see things as transparent two-dimensional objects. The procedure is complete. How do you feel? I feel as one with the all-encompassing darkness, that is the shadow of life. My eyes have seen the beyond what is, to see what is not, and what could be. That could be kind of scary, actually. Very well. So you feel well then? No problems? And muttering to himself, I suppose I should use a lot less of this formula next time. I feel fine, Fenton. I feel more than fine, actually. Glad to hear it, Callan. I surmise the formula is a success, although I do see it requires more research for normal individuals to handle. The research table awaits me, young one, and he waves you farewell. Then let me not keep you waiting, Fenton. Farewell. Alrighty. Wow, we just got 2 more big boosts of training. That was really cool. So our unstealth, without using the shadow spell, Callan's stealth right now is 96. He's probably scaring people out of their wits just walking up to them. They don't even notice him. Alrighty, cool. Right on. Movement speed. Wow. That's pretty cool, and we still have 251 training points. Not too bad. Not too shabby, as they say. Let's see. Let's go upstairs. There's Sarah Deniden. Let's talk to this lady. Zenestra. Oh, that's right. We heard that there's some of the ladies up here know about the night's secrets. Let's check up on that. Check up on that. Madeline implies that Estrella, Zoe, and Allison would be good to ask about gossip on the nights. Oh, so not her. Welcome to the Officer's Tavern, young warrior. Can I help you? Indeed, I was wondering if you could enlighten me about some of your regular customers. Anyone in particular? My lord, that depends on what you know. I've heard a lot of the men come around here, around these parts off hours. Why, yes they do, and keep me quite busy, the noisy lot of them. Noisy? Why, yes. Sir Sapphire, Sir Hull, Sir Benace, Sir Tortain, and even the cute Sir Carleon stir up a ruckus when they get together, talking very loudly and sometimes quite adamantly. I tell you, the more they drink, the more they talk. Sometimes I have to leave it up to myself to cut them off and hurry them to bed. I swear, if it wasn't for me, they'd talk all night. Chuckling. Well, I wager that's what always happens when men get together over a pint of ale. Yes, those knights always like yapping about who could be a true knight. Whatever that means. It's my opinion that Sir Sapphire knows the most about the legends they speak of, as he is usually turned to for reference by the others. Perhaps I'll seek him out then. Now don't you go forgetting about the others. Some might be more opinionated than others, but Sir Sapphire doesn't know everything. Try asking them all if you really are so curious about it. Oh, and before I forget, I overheard someone recently saying something about Mudam looking for you. Alright, my thanks. Farewell for now. Well, we know that Mudam was looking for us. For Callan here. We've already talked to Mudam. Zenestra informs me that Sirs Sapphire, Hole, Benace, Tortain love to chat about childhood legends and stories together, and she feels Sir Sapphire is the most knowledgeable of all of them. I bet you this has something to do with, if you're a knight, how you get your training for this chapter. Okay, so this guard, take what you want, Callan. With our supplies in constant degradation and depletion, we have scarcely a sack of grain to guard. The fruits have long since rotted away, and the livestock we've penned have almost no meat in their bones. Avalon won't last another week. Ooh. Well, considering the circumstances, we've done well to remain this long. Continue to guard the area. Farewell. Well, that's not good. He's like, yeah, go ahead, help yourself. I mean, we're screwed. We're up a creek without a paddle. No, we don't have... Oh, sorry, Callan. I thought I had been set upon by beggars again. Amazing how some of the country's most estimable have been reduced to such a state. Only hours ago, a lady offered me 100 gold pieces for a sack of flour. Wow. Sounds like things are getting worse. Aye, and if this siege doesn't end soon, I'll have nothing left to guard. Spirits be with you, Callan. May they deliver us. That's not good either. Let's look at our map. Who needs a map? I do, actually. Oh, there's a lot of pumpkins. Apparently they have pumpkins in this place. What are you doing in here? I don't care if you're Callan or Roth himself. There's nothing for you here. But I am Callan. Oh, sorry. Well, you still shouldn't be here, sir. You might draw a crowd. We're having enough trouble keeping folks out of the food stores as it is. Well, keep up the good work. Oh, wow, we're now an authority. I don't care if you're Callan or Roth himself. But that literally is me. Come on now. Say, oh, well, other people who aren't as cool as you might think that they are now justified in begging for extra rations. That's not the case. There are no extra rations. So it seems like the siege is really coming to a head now. It's basically worked. They're coming to the point where they're going to have to, if they don't get relief, they're going to die. Let's see if we can find more of these people. Ooh. Excuse me, I have duties to attend to. Duties? All you do is stand around all day. Right. Well, I'm guarding the queen, you dolt. Oh, excuse me. Jeez. Sure you do. Farewell. Hello, Your Majesty. I think you better get out of here. I've never seen her this disturbed, and forgive me for saying so, Callan, but you seem to be the catalyst for the worst of her moods. Ooh, okay. Well, we're still not in good place. The Queen's still mad at us. Jeez Louise. Should we talk to her? Did we already talk to her? Let's not talk to her. I think she hates us. In fact, I know so. Sir Sapphire. Oh, here's... May I help you? I beg of you not to keep me long. There are many duties to perform. I hear you are an expert on what a true knight is. He chuckles softly. And who told you this? A few people, actually, but generally the other knights about the Citadel. Secretly, it was that lady who runs the tavern, but... Well, he grins. Well, fret not, my boy. Perhaps they are correct then. I just never believed that they would label me as an expert. I guess they chose to not use such labels before your face, although I don't know why. Perhaps you could shed some light on some legends I've heard. What would those be? Well, I've heard that there once existed an order of holy knights about these parts. Could you elaborate? Well, let's see here. They were a humble lot. You wouldn't catch one of them running around pestering anyone, or be caught either gambling in the back of a tavern, or swapping tales with some of the likes of Tristan. Oh, wow. Nope, they pretty much kept to themselves. If it wasn't for their armor, you'd easily mistake them for a monk. Pious they were, almost to an extreme, in a very select group. What do you mean? What I mean is that it wasn't an easy task to become one such knight. Not at all. In fact, the average commoner or noble barely knew the name of but one of their order, let alone where they came from. It was hard to identify them because of the headgear they used, from full metal helmets to monks' hoods replete with cowl drooping over their faces. That's all very interesting, but I must go. I'm bored. No. Wouldn't that make people feel uncomfortable around them? One would think so, but according to what I've heard, they wore white robes like most city folk at the time, moved with a dignified grace, and treated others courteously. It's amazing, actually, that he's right. What a bit of courtesy will do for people's attitude. Since they hardly conversed with anyone outside the High Council on their own, most people paid them no mind. And so the people ignored them. Well, not at first, but eventually over time, they forgot about them. Too involved in other things, I'd wager. People had always paid them a similar respect when in public. There were many superstitions and legends about them, but one in particular is known to me. Could I perhaps persuade you to tell me of it? Well, as much as I'd like to tell you this one, I have much work to do yet today, so I'll summarize it. The Order believed in prophecies, more precisely, one recurring prophecy. It seems that every few hundred years, a descendant of the first knight, Sir Belarm, returns to the original church to restore that which has been forgotten. What exactly that means, I'm unsure of. Over the years, there have been many tales and many people claiming to be of Belarm's bloodline. I know a few people who claim such things. Farewell. Well, I wouldn't doubt it. The power a man could accumulate from being the chosen one would surely tempt many would-be heroes. Aye, my boy, and it would seem that too many lusted for such power, because over time, the records keeping track of the bloodline have become lost or corrupted. Unfortunately, no one knows for certain who or when the next chosen one will arrive, but I'm certain this person will be of the highest moral caliber. Whether he comes from noble or common blood, I cannot tell, for it is not my place to judge so. I see, Sir Sapphire. With such power comes terrific responsibility, and a fandom for what's-his-face that used to do Marvel Comics. And such would take a great man indeed. Stanley, there you are. Tell me though, what makes a knight truly a knight? The strength to be a true knight lies not in his arm, but in his heart. Be ever humble, my boy, and maybe the light will find yours. Well, thank you for everything, and may the light shine upon you, Sir Sapphire. Very good. There is a prophecy that the descendant of Sir Belarm, the first holy knight, will return to the land to restore that which has been forgotten. Interesting. I did not realize how much, sort of final chapter content there was. I think when I played this a long time ago, when I got to this 6th chapter, I basically immediately did the Elazar dealie. Let's heal Elazar. doing so immediately kicks you into the endgame. Zoe. We were told to talk to her as well. We ladies might overhear a lot about the goings-on around here, but that is only because you men have so much to talk about between yourselves. She grins. However, I don't think anyone could out-chat one of the sages downstairs. They can go on and on and on. Point taken. And she smiles. Especially lately. Oh. Why, yes. Why, they have been quite a busy bunch of bees down there, and I'm afraid to even go in there, although I know Marcus wouldn't allow anything to happen to his favorite maid, and she winks. I imagine Marcus is a upstanding cat. So, you could say, I imagine not, fair one, take care, for I must be on my way, or, I've heard some rumors about Sir Tortain. Is there anything that you could tell me? Sir Tortain's family suffered a horrible fate at the hands of the Shah Aul. I wouldn't be surprised if there are others who know about the knights here. You might try asking Estrella or one of the other maids. If you wish to know more about Tortain's history, I'd ask him yourself, though. He looks ready to burst from the insides if you ask me. I mean, who's Sir Tortain? I remember King Tortain. We found his armor. He was the king of one of the kingdoms that got killed by the Shah Aul in the earlier stages of the war, where in fact Avalon's waiting for his son to come with the army, Taborland's army. My thanks, Zoe, and may the spirits watch over you. Alrighty. Zoe mentioned that Sir Tortain carries a horrible secret about his past that he looks ready to reveal, and that Estrella might have more gossip on the Knights of Avalon. Alrighty. Who are you? That's Sir Tortain right there. Needs something you need. Well, yes, I was wondering what your name was and where you might be from. Oh, you're one of those, huh? My name is Sir Tortain, and this is a very clever line right there. I'll bet you go on around asking everyone the same question. Why, yes, actually. How did you guess? Ha, yes, you're an adventuring type, so all alike. Always poking your nose into our rooms, sifting with your grubby paws through our belongings, asking the same questions. Well, that's how things get accomplished in my line of work. You didn't complain much when I brought back the Chalice of Life now, did you? That's a good point. I think I'll escape for you. Okay, another rant. That's another thing. You spend way too much time running around, running this way and running that, scaring the non-military members of the keep, causing... I can't believe you are named after King Tortain. Okay, that's it. I'm leaving. Let's say, okay. Sir Tortain, I believe sarcasm is your shield to bear... Okay, Sir Tortain, I believe sarcasm is your shield to bear a terrible pain. That rhymed. And he blinks in surprise. Then you are either incredibly perceptive or well-informed. My soul bears a terrible weight, one I wish someday to release, but that is none of your concern. Well, what is this sorrow that pulls at your heart so? Please, my friend, share your pain with me so that I may help strengthen you through it. And he takes a deep breath. Alright, very well. I know from others that you are a very persistent individual and confidential. Very well. Well, that's good. He says, I can't escape you, but then again, I can trust you. My family was taken before me when the Shah Aul first invaded Oriam. My home, and he pauses, was consumed by a blazing inferno. From within, I could hear noises. Noises, sir? Please, take your time. I know this must be difficult for you to talk about. Yes, Callan, it is. I have never spoken of these events with anyone before, but you have a compassionate eye that tears through my pretense. He catches his breath. Noises of shock, surprise, and fear, and the cries of my sister. She was very small at the time. I was a young man when this happened. How did you manage to survive? Well, when the Shah Aul first attacked, I stood at the front lines. The Shah Aul tried to flank my unit, and a few of us were ordered to reinforce the position just on the other side of my farm. As we rounded my barn, a stray Aul arrow loosened a stack of firewood, which toppled on top of me, and I was buried completely under it. You're either the luckiest person in the world, or that's a sack of crap. Please continue when you are ready. The men I was with had no time to dig me out, and since I appeared to have been crushed to death, they proceeded to our assigned location. Fortunately, when the logs fell upon me, I managed to duck alongside a cart, and only suffered minor injury. I was still buried under a ton of wood. I tried desperately to crawl my way free, but progress was slow. I can imagine. Eventually, I neared the edge of the pile, and that is when I heard someone scream in fear. Who was it? The first of my family to see the Shotwell approaching. Frantically, I redoubled my efforts, but in my haste, loosened more logs above me, causing them to collapse upon me. The pressure was incredible, and as I faded to unconsciousness, I reached out to move one last log from my sight, which I should not have done. My last conscious vision was of my family being taken by the Shotwell out in front of my burning home. Oof. I cannot fathom how you would have managed to bear such terrible pain over the years. That is a truly horrible event to endure, Sir Tortain. I wouldn't wish such a fate on anyone, including our enemies. My desire for revenge is the spark of life that yet burns inside me. My hatred for the Shotwell blazes greater than the sun. When I was a boy, my mother would tell me bedtime stories about an order of heroic knights who always came to the aid of those in peril, especially the innocent. It was these tales that first made me wish to be a knight. So has your quest for revenge turned you away from this pursuit? No. Pardon me, for a second I need some coffee. Delicious. No, having my family taken from me has served to strengthen my dedication to this pursuit. Not only has my talent with the blade grown to new heights since that day, but I have also learned more about the ancient knightly order since my arrival at Castle Avalon. Well, what have you learned, Sir Tortain? I have learned some rumors that the land upon which we stand lies not far from one of the order's original churches. If only there wasn't this blasted war going on, I'd have time to discover the truth for myself. Was there anything else you've learned? Well, yes, there is. I've learned that the Order believed in a prophecy, and it goes something like this. One day will come when all is lost. One will rise from the ashes to avenge that which has been taken for granted. Is that to say that avenge that Order of Knights? Because Sir Sapphire said they were sort of taken for granted after a while by the people. It is this legend that drives my search. If I can manage to find this lost church, maybe I could claim its power to rain holy vengeance upon the Shotwell. Clearly my noble blood, high standing as an Orium Knight, and services I've done for my country proves me worthy of such power. I hope that I have managed to help you release some of your pain, noble Tortain. Indeed you have, Callan. Holding that tale inside for so long was pressing harder against my chest than those logs. I thank you for your considerate ear. May the spirits guide you on your path to greatness. I thank you for the kind words, Sir Tortain. If ever you need the services of my ears again, please feel free to call. You weirdo, Callan. Let's see. Okay, Sir Tortain has suffered a terrible loss at the hands of the Shotwell. His family were taken right before his eyes. That's pretty terrible.